So one of the hardest things about packing is deciding what to bring. Moving, I should say, because we're moving to the Philippines. And when you move to the Philippines, you got a bunch of stuff at home here in another country. It kind of makes it difficult to decide like what's important, right? And I think that's the whole point of this trip. The whole point of this trip is to sort of decide what is important. And I can tell you right now, I was going to overpack. I was going to pack a bunch of stuff, but it turns out most of the stuff I don't really need. And I can buy it or I can live without it because I'm going to be living in a smaller space. We are going to be all living in a smaller space. So it's going to take some adjusting, but it's going to be okay. I'm excited about it. It's kind of a good experiment to sort of determine what is really important in your life. That's kind of like another reason why we're doing it. Well, that's how I'm looking at it. Really what it is an experience for us to kind of build something different in the Philippines with the charity that we want to do. Also, we have, we're ready for a new adventure. That's really what we're here for. We're looking to change things up and improve. Not improve, we're just looking to change things. It seems like there's this thing saying like the average person, like basically people move on average every 7.5 years. It's kind of like what the stat is. And it's interesting because we've only been here for 3, almost 4, I should say. And then in the previous place in Santa Cruz, we were there from 2018 to 2020, so only 2 years. But before that, I was in Fairfield, California. So I was there for, I don't know, pretty much from when I was 20. So I left there when I was like my mid-30s, 2018. So I don't know, like 10 plus years, right? So if you kind of average it out, it seems to be about 7. Actually, I've been there a lot longer. I've been there since I was 18. But it's, you kind of get used to this moving stuff. And this moving stuff isn't such a big deal, right? The moving stuff is fun. I don't know. I'm just trying to make a vlog because I kind of want to like document this experience. I got this 100 days in the Philippines vlog that I'm going to put together. And I want to make it interesting, maybe 1 to 2 minute, maybe about 2-minute vlogs that I want to put together with some adventures and some cool things out there, and just kind of where we live and just sort of what the experience is, and kind of do the Casey Neistat thing. I've really been wanting to do that for a long time, but do it in a not quite the way he does it because it's too much. But this is kind of like the start of it, I guess you can say. It's kind of a long form video to place on my TikTok and probably my Instagram. And I don't know. It sounds, every time I tell people, it's kind of like, wow, congratulations, that's crazy, right? And then, we've been to the Philippines like 5 or 6 times, or maybe 4 or 5 times, pretty much every year for the last couple of years. So it's kind of a home away from home already. I'm sort of used to it already. And it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. I'm coming back in October anyway. I'm going to be here for like 3 weeks, and then I'm going to go back, but it's just going to be cool. Like, we're going to be able to go to like Tokyo or to Japan, and then go to Singapore. I love Singapore and just neighboring Asian countries. And the flight is like flying to Los Angeles, but because we're in the Philippines because it's so centralized. But I'm excited. Today is Wednesday. It is the last day that we were going to be here because in the morning we leave at 6 a.m. We'll leave at 4 a.m. We've got tons of stuff we're going to bring, and I'm kind of like last minute packing now. And as I kind of make this video and this vlog, I kind of want to just kind of go over what's on my mind. I think that one of the things that I miss doing a lot is I miss being able to make videos, right? And make content. Because making content to me is something that I don't know, like, I like money, right? And I know content does make money, but I think the way that there's just easier ways to make money. Right? I guess there are 2 things I would like to do that are not, maybe that lucrative, but I would love to do them. Is to write a book, right? The second thing I'd like to do is make content, make a YouTube channel. And more so like artsy stuff, right? Like adventures and, I don't know, just tell a story. Like tell cool stories. I don't know, I guess the itch hasn't gone away. I mean, when you have something that you've always wanted to do and it doesn't go away, you should really pay attention to that, because maybe, they have this saying like, you're gonna regret it, right? I think one of the biggest things that in people in their deathbed, or people in their 80s and 90s, that the things that they regret, they wish they had taken more risks. They had wished they had, this is like top 4 or 5. They wish they had taken more risk. They wish they had they didn't work so hard. I thought that one was pretty surprising. They wish that they didn't work so hard, you know? And I kind of think about that, right? Because I work really hard. And you know what's interesting? Like, as I've gotten older, I'm 42, and I'm, you know, I mean, I still work hard, but not like in my, you know, 30s or 40s or 30s and 20s, where I'm just kind of freaking working dumb. Working, when I say working dumb, I mean like working to a point of like really not healthy. I remember I used to take a 4 a.m. client when I was a personal trainer, and that would take an 8 p.m. client sometimes. It was a, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Anyways, those are things that people regret. They regret the risk they didn't take. They regret, oh, this is another one. They wish they didn't, friends. They wish they had kept in touch with their friends. Because as you get older, especially in this age, your friends start to kind of dwindle away because you get busy with life. You know, and then you start thinking about friends when the kids leave the house, which is, oh, we're still not there yet. We're still pretty busy. But I'm starting to see a value in, or I'm beginning to realize why that happens, right? One thing that's kind of different in my life too, in my 40s, is like God and Christ and how that's important. Whereas before, it's funny, in 2018, I was thinking like, you know, God probably will eventually become important, or it will be something that I can see myself valuing eventually. Because in marketing stuff, like it's kind of a messaging that's important. That a lot of people believe in Christ. But you know, I'm a marketer. I just understand the avatar of who we're marketing to. But then for myself, I'm like, okay, well, I guess people like this God stuff, right? And when I was younger, I was into God and I was into Christ, and I was like in youth groups and stuff. But then what happened was, you know, I got older, kids got older, life changed, and I guess I won't get into it really. I won't get into it right now. But like in my 40s, early 40s, you just kind of like, you know, what is all this for, right? And I think we all kind of go in and out of that feeling of like, why are we here? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of wonder. I don't know if I really wonder about that, right? I live day by day to kind of just do what is necessary to take care of my family, to live the life that I want, or I kind of want. I don't know. I just work so hard, and all I want to do is fill that time with work. And until recently, we went to this event called the Possibility Festival, and after we went, you know, I got to meet a lot of great people, and I kind of got a different kind of gear in myself that shifted to kind of see the world in a much different way. Or maybe I've seen the world in that way before, but it's just like gratitude, kindness, giving, altruism, all this stuff that just made no sense to me, or maybe I've ignored, because when I was growing up, I didn't really have any good. I actually did have some good friends, but I still do. I keep in touch with them, but like that. But then I kind of learned that there's a lot of people that don't, you know, have your best interest in heart, and some people are just really mean. And I kind of learned that growing up, being bullied in school. So it was very hard to trust people. And it would just, I mean, I don't know, if you've been alive long enough, you know, you've kind of had experiences of being betrayed or backstabbed in a high school kind of way, teenage kind of way, elementary school kind of way. But then, you know, when I lost my mom and, you know, she died, to my dad, it kind of like, I guess it kind of violated a lot of trust even more, kind of exacerbated this whole thing of like, you can't really trust anybody. And the thing about kind of what I'm sharing is that I look at things too simplified. That's not true. I look at the things in a complex way, but I don't know how to process complexity. I just oversimplify something and make a decision, right? Trust, don't trust, right? And what does that mean? And I think that the meaning of trust has changed over the years. The meaning of confidence has changed. There's a really good book. It's called The Courage to Be Disliked and the Courage to Be Happy. That has been a kind of a life-changing, kind of thought-provoking book and how to look at the world. I don't know. This is my video. If you made it this far, please leave a comment. Maybe I'll make another one. I was just in the mood. I'm like packing here, and I'm like T-minus less than 24 hours before we get on a plane. And then I'm going to be away from the U.S. for at least 3 months. And it's going to be, it's exciting. It's really exciting.